So, friends, a little change of pace, tone, and geography. Up next, we're going to present, imagine it's a bit like the One Show, only the pivots are less strange, so we don't go from an international war to dog's pajamas. We're going to keep it here in Lake's Legacy Lives, my friend, which is a truly unique opportunity to hear from just some, a limited number of our remarkable individuals whose journeys were shaped by their time here at the Lake School. And tonight, I'm going to invite our panel up here. We have an award-winning director, the brilliant Michael Cumming, who I admire so much, international sports marketer Dan French, and Estee Lauder's youngest ever makeup artist, Natalie Wheeler. They'll be joined by our very own head boy, Matthew Gibson, head girl, Lucy Taylor, to share just a short number of insights, reflections, and some of their inspirations for the generations of students to come. So please join me in giving a very warm Lake School welcome to our panel for Lake's Legacy Live, everybody. Come sit next to me. Where to begin? Everyone, come sit. Sorry. Thanks. So I'm going to start, because of that beautiful film, with you, Michael Cumming. Now, Michael, you're known for a number of just incredible, groundbreaking films and television productions. The absolutely matchless satire, Brass Eye, Toast of London, Snuffbox, and again, groundbreaking work with the so critically important, we should have it back actually, Mark Thomas product. I wonder, looking at the skill and beauty of that filmmaking, help me, how did your time here at the Lake School just shape your creativity and maybe perhaps you're interested in filmmaking?
Well, thank you, Rob. I like your stuff too as well. Well, I mean, the art teacher gave me a camera, and in those days, people didn't have mobile phones, or it was unusual to get hold of a camera. And, you know, people have said it all night, but all the stuff that I did here with those cameras wasn't done during lessons or anything to do with, you know, the curriculum. It was people putting in that extra effort. So yeah, I guess I got handed a camera, and then years later, when you know the chance arose to do it again, you know, I'd had a camera in my hands. I understood what it was, and yeah.
But the inspiration was born here. And talking of inspiration, Natalie, just so we get a sense of it, you were the youngest ever Estee Lauder national makeup artist at 21. And I think you're the founder of your own brand as well. It is completely extraordinary. You've achieved such success at such a young age. Again, it's not just the inspiration to pursue a career in makeup, but above all else, having the confidence to go into the world thinking and knowing that you belong in that room, and that you deserve to run that business and be who you are. Help us, if you can, give us a sense of what you learned here in the Lake School that gifted you not just the talent, but the confidence to share that talent with the world.
Thank you. I think for me, it was definitely art department. I really felt like the arts departments, whether it's music, drama, and art, really lets you play. I didn't feel restricted in any way, and I was quite lucky. My homeroom was in the art department as well. Shout out Rob Hardy. Mr. Hardy.
Is Rob Hardy here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I very much got left to my own devices, and anything I wanted to try and experiment with, I was very much left to my own devices on.
And you've had some mega clients, I think. To just share with some of who the people you've worked with and worked on.
Just to give a top line, I got the pleasure of working with Anthony Joshua for a campaign, and just a few other people as well.
Yeah, we see, we know. And on extraordinary people that alumni of the Lake School have worked with. Dan French is a leading figure in sports marketing, co-founded the global firm Clifford French in his own name. It's a UK sports management and entertainment consultancy in 2008. Just to give you a sense, as global senior vice president, as you tout 2003, some brands that you've worked with, it shows you it starts in the lake, but the contacts go via all sorts of people. Leo Messi, Usain Bolt, Lewis Hamilton, and Rory McIlroy, just to name a few. You know, your career has taken you around the world. I wonder how being here at the Lake School has shaped and curated your ambition and the things that you've succeeded.
Well, I taught all those athletes everything they knew about sport, which was all courtesy of Steve Field. So yes, he can take credit for that as well. But I think the Lake School helped me, I suppose, realise that a career in sport was a thing. You know, when I was here, if you wanted to work in sport, you were either a greenkeeper or a lifeguard. So the Lake School was the first school in Cumbria to offer A-level PE. So that showed me that there was a career there. And that gave me the platform to go on and kind of, you know, fulfill a passion, which has always been sport. So that was kind of grounded in here, in those very kind of Cumbrian principles of working hard and being curious and resilient. I think that was what I remember being taught that a lot, that you never failed, you learned.
Yeah.
I think that were really important qualities that I took forward into my own career.
And working hard and being resilient. There's another element that lives and breathes in the school, which is somehow this kind of idea that there's a shared belief that you can kind of be whatever you want. And coming back to you, Michael, that curious sense, I was speaking to some of the pupils earlier about the idea there's no such things as lanes, that you have the power to write your own story, maybe even create your own films. You know, I wonder, you created that beautiful film we just watched, Across a Lake Below a Hill. Thinking about it in your career, what advice would you give to Lake students, perhaps, that are thinking about a career in film or television, maybe even the creative arts, that are thinking to themselves, I'm from Lake School, I wonder what I bring to the creative community and to the world?
Well, it's interesting because I failed my art O-level twice, actually. And then I went on to study at the Royal College of Art. And I think I might have been the first student from here that did that. So I suppose I would say, if at first you don't succeed, you know, have another go. But it's important to find those teachers and those students as well. I learned as much from students as I did from the teachers. You know, find those people that you sort of can connect with, and I would say make a film with them.
Yeah, which you did so beautifully. Natalie, there's been a really profound connective tissue between the survivors and the 60-year anniversary of this school. And one of the things that's really fascinating is the work that you do in the beauty industry and the legacy. It's quite clear that you're determined to leave. I wonder if you could share with us how you use this incredible platform you have and your talents and skills to inspire others in the industry that you're in, and why you do it.
I've always loved beauty, and I'm a big lover of the arts, and for me, integrity is something that is very profound for me, and making sure that you're leaving a positive impact in whatever you're doing. It doesn't have to be beauty. Beauty can get quite a bad reputation for being quite shallow and very much just based on aesthetic, but there is a lot about feeling that beauty, and beauty can be transformed into other corners of the world, so it can be quite impactful for just being integral.
But I'm right, aren't I, that when you talk about beauty, you mean it in the most inclusive way imaginable, and that's very, very much part of your mission, part, if you like, of the kind of echo that this school has come from.
100%. I actually came in year 9 here.
Yeah.
So I came from London, and the welcome that I received at this school and felt very much, looking back at those memories, is very much sort of actually, yeah, I felt like I could actually blossom and be the person I wanted to be at this school. So I thank for that.
Wow. And Dan, you know, you work talking about integrity in an industry which isn't necessarily sports agency, always known for its shining integrity. I know I'm a lawyer, so you get the point. But the values that are taught in the Lake School seem to sing in everybody here who's here and in the alumni. And I wonder, given the work you do, what personal qualities do you think are essential in your industry, given how competitive, how challenging, and above all else, how high profile and cutthroat it can get?
I would say, I think, I'll call it 3 C's. So I'd say curiosity. I think that ability to think for yourself, to back yourself, I think is really important. I think creativity in the ability to problem solve and whatever else. You know, problem solving is often a lost form of creativity, I think. I think that's really important. And I feel community as well. There's so many parallels that I drew in my career between team sports and business in terms of communication, collaboration, real teamwork as the essence of a community. I think they're really important values that I think I learned here, and they became my own kind of footprint for my own future.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question and let you think about it before we go to our head boy and our head girl in a moment, which is, if you've one reflection of your time here, one memory that you'd perhaps like to share and leave us with about your time, given our 60-year anniversary in the Lake School, I'd like you to share it, but just reflect on it for a moment whilst we go to first our head boy, Matthew Gibson. Matthew, you are an extraordinary student. I met you earlier. I was listening to what your ambitions are. By the way, in sport, very, very exciting. Watch this one. It's going to be a Premier manager, I suspect. I want my 10%. You know, as head boy and a local student, we've heard about this extraordinary history, the powerful history of this school. What does it mean to you to represent the Lake School in this, its 60th anniversary?
I'd probably say I'm very proud as a student of the school that we've got something here that's still standing over the 60 years to celebrate. I'd say, you know, proud is one word that is very underestimated, and we can really appreciate it.
Yeah. And head girl, Lucy Taylor, you're head girl and also, like some of the people on our stage, an incredibly creative student. How's your time here at the Lake School allowed you to, like many others, express your incredible artistic side?
Yes, there's definitely been so many ways throughout my whole journey here so far that have allowed me to be creative. Things from working with local artists, doing workshops, and even just the fact that in our art department, when you get to sixth form, we all have our own workspaces, and it really gives you that feel of sort of having your own little studio. And so we can use those spaces like any minute of the day, so it really allows you to just sort of explore your own creative journey. Yeah. Other memories I have are, in recent years, we've had a local exhibition that we've been to, and there's a school section which they hold in that, and lots of students get to have their work put in there, which is, it's been really interesting because it gives you that opportunity to sort of take your work outside of school and see it within the community. Brilliant. And get to sort of share that with not just the school and the students, but with our wider community. Yeah.
Community, as we were saying before, what this school really represents. Now, last question for you, and then the last one for you, Lisa, before we come back to the rest of our panel. Matthew, this is your chance to give a message on the 60th anniversary about what you just said, why you're proud to be head boy, and what message you might have for all of us and other students.
Well, I think there's a lot of legacy behind the school. There's plenty more to leave about. As I said before, feeling proud is an understatement. One thing that I would say is, be yourself. It's something that we don't say enough of, and talk about it. Get your plans out there. Be someone that you want to be. It's quite an achievement to do.
Beautiful. Lucy?
I'd say, well, I mean, I'm so proud to have been part of this school, and I think I hope everyone else, students here, realise also how lucky they are, and it's a privilege to have been part of something like this, and I think it'll definitely live on.
Thank you. Now, I said I'd leave them stewing to think about what it was they wanted to say about memory, legacy, and perhaps what it's meant to be part of this 60th anniversary. So first I'm going to go to you, if you don't mind. Dan, French. What would your message be?
My message or my memory?
And memory.
There's lots of memories. There's lots of people like Mr. Capstick, who said before that actually the memories are the people. I completely align with that. Many of the pupils and teachers are still friends here 20-odd years later, more than 25 years later since I was a pupil here. But it's no surprise. Sport was a unifying passion of mine here, and we were rather successful for a small school from Cumbria. We travelled all over the country. So I think the sport is the memories, the teamwork, the collaboration, the camaraderie, the bus rides on the way home, the parties that got cancelled. That's what I remember.
Yeah. And that you've been able to make such a successful global career out of it. I'm going to ask everybody, please, to give Dan French a round of applause. And Natalie, really your memory and your message.
My memory, as you'd mentioned, having your own space in the art room, I had already eyed up my space even before I'd started my A-level in art, and the excitement of getting in and claiming my space, my little corner, the second you come in on the door, is definitely something. It's just having your own little corner that is my way to express myself was definitely something. And also finding out that I had won an art competition only because Mr. Hardy had entered me into one without me knowing, and finding out that I had won it was a really special moment.
And again, a career that the school, the community, and our country, frankly, can be proud of too. Everybody, Natalie Velo. Michael, you shaped here, but also College of Art. What's your memory and message?
Well, the funny thing was, sitting on this stage, I was trying to think back to the last time I was on this stage, and I think it was my band that I was in was asked to play at the school disco in 1977, and this was at the height of disco, and we came on and we played sort of semi-improvised jazz fusion numbers, and everybody just froze to the spot. It was an absolute disaster. And then we came off after the first set, and I remember one of the teachers coming up to me and saying, "I don't think you should go on and play the second one." So we didn't. We went up to the pub, and the two guys that I was playing with both became exceptionally brilliant, gifted, professional musicians, made a life of it, and I've made a few things as well. So, like before, really, don't let them tell you can't do it. Just get on with it and do it.
Everybody, Michael, come in. We're so proud of our extraordinary alumni here in the room, on the stage, in different counties in Cumbria, around our shared country, and indeed around the world. We commemorating the extraordinary talent of the past, but also the future. Can we please give a round of applause to our head boy, Matthew Gibson, and our head girl, Lucy Taylor. Everybody, please, a round of applause for incredible alumni.